There's so much about the wedding planning process that no one actually tells you about until you're in the wedding planning process yourself. And like 90% of those things has to be with the reality of how much weddings cost. I'm just a 20-something-year-old living in Los Angeles trying to plan a wedding and be as budget friendly as possible, but it's honestly so much harder to do than I thought. I thought I was going to be a budget friendly bride, but really I'm just a semi-budget friendly bride who's splurging on things that really matter and trying desperately to cut costs where things that are beautiful and great, but in the grand scheme of things don't actually matter as much as other things. The expectation versus the reality of wedding flowers. We got engaged back in 2022 and are getting married this April. And these are kind of some of the things that I was pinning in our Pinterest board for wedding inspiration, specifically for our flower decor and our table settings. As I'm actually getting into, booking my flower vendors and figuring out the flowers that we're going to have at our actual wedding, I have learned that things like this don't actually cost like, $1,000 or $2,000. They cost like $10,000 or more. Picture a price in your mind and then multiply that by like 4, and that's what they actually cost. After learning this and so much more about the wedding flower industry, I have just decided that it is just not for me. Yes, we are going to be having wedding flowers and beautiful flowers at our wedding, but I'm not spending $10,000 on something that's just gonna last for 8 hours, die, and I'll literally never think about it again. I have shifted my perspective on wedding flowers from looking like this to looking something like this. And while it's much less, it's really beautiful. It's much more my fiance and I, it's who we are, and we're gonna save a lot of money on this. Even something like this can be really, really costly if you're trying to book through a vendor to bring those and provide that for you. And people were quoting us like $10 to $20 per vase. And when I mean per vase, even if we provided ourselves, it would be $10 per vase with one single flower in it and for them to come and set it up. And I said, no way. I am not doing that. I'd rather just buy them wholesale, buy them in bulk, put all of the little vases that I find off Amazon in a box and have my bridesmaids and I just drop flowers in every single one and put it on the tables on our wedding day ourselves, because that is going to take our wedding flower budget from like 10,000 or whatever that might have been to like an actual realistic budget of like $1,000 or something like that. But I just want to let you know that whether or not you decide to have the full $10,000 wedding flower charade, or if you're going for something a little bit more minimal and more simple yet still really elegant and beautiful like me, it's amazing. Whatever you want to do for your wedding day is whatever you want to do for your wedding day. Don't get blinded by the inspiration that you're seeing on these wedding pages and on these Pinterest boards. I don't want you to be Delulu in this wedding planning process. And it's so easy to be Delulu in this wedding planning process. Just be true to yourself. Be true to your budget and be realistic to your life and your lifestyle after your wedding is over. It is one day after all. Yes, it is one of the biggest days of your life, but also you don't need to spend a tuition's worth on a wedding for one day. That's my little rant. We are in the final 3 months of planning for our wedding, and I want to share these things that I'm learning with you because I think it's really important to be transparent and talk openly about weddings. And so I'm excited to share that with you. You can follow along on this journey with me as I am 3 months down from my wedding. Bye.